Coming up at 4:30, an Oklahoma senator is sparking controversy after a comment he made. What led the senator to make the comment attacking the LGBTQ community? A pop star is making her way to Oklahoma as she kicks off her 2024 World Tour. And the UCO men's basketball team hit the court over the weekend. Mark Lowe will have your play-by-play of the games. And finally, book clubs are the new thing for Gen Z. What is causing this new crazed hobby? All this and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Emma Birch.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Oklahoma Senator Tom Woods has sparked controversy and outrage over comments he made about the LGBTQ+ community. The comments from Woods came out at a public forum in Tahlequah just last Friday. A member of the audience asked Woods and other speakers about state legislation targeting the LGBTQ+ community and recent death of non-binary student injured during a fight at a high school. While Woods expressed sympathy for the teen's death, he lashed out at the LGBTQ+ community. A recording from the meeting documented his comments.
We're a Republican state, supermajority in the House and Senate. I represent a constituency that doesn't want that filth in Oklahoma. You know, we are a religious state. We are going to fight to keep that filth out of the state of Oklahoma because we're a Christian state. We're a moral state.
A woman who asked Woods the question at the meeting says she was shocked by his answer. When asked for further comment, Woods has declined. However, he told the Tahlequah Daily Press he stood by his remarks.
Oklahoma City Public School Superintendent Dr. Sean McDaniel turned in a letter of resignation this morning. McDaniel was named the Oklahoma City Public School Superintendent in 2018, and 2024 marks his 38th year in education and 22nd as a district superintendent. Following the release of the letter, McDaniel released a statement. OKCPS supports the right of Edmond Public Schools or any other district to challenge actions that they believe do not serve best interests of their students and community. McDaniel's resignation will take effect June 30th.
Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel says she'll officially step down from her position on March 8th. That's just days after Super Tuesday. McDaniel said in a statement she will leave her post at the RNC spring training in Houston to let the party nominees select a chair of their choosing. She said it has always been her intention to honor the tradition of RNC undergoing change once it has a presidential nominee. She says she'll remain committed to winning back the White House and electing Republicans up and down the ballot in November. It was reported earlier this month that McDaniel offered to leave her position following the South Carolina primary. And I bet in South Carolina, like here in Oklahoma, it is nice and hot outside.
Yes, I keep saying I am in love with the spring weather in February right now.
So nice.
I'm sure everyone wants to hear this forecast. Maureen has our first look.
Thank you guys so much. And like they were saying, it is a beautiful day outside. It is 86 degrees and a little bit windy. Gusts are getting up to 30 miles per hour. Our humidity is low and it's feeling like 86. And then as we look ahead, again, this week is really pretty, except there is going to be some hazardous fire conditions. So just be aware of that due to these high temperatures and low winds. And then as we go into Tuesday, a cold front is going to come through. So temperatures are going to drop to like the 50s, but they will rise again in this weekend. And then we just have high winds through the week. And then there is a chance of thunderstorms on Sunday. We will keep you updated on that the more we know. And that's all I have. I will have your full weather look later in the show. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Maureen. Former President Trump, his adult sons, and two former Trump Organization officials are appealing the $464 million civil fraud judgment against them. On Friday, Judge Arthur Engoron issued the official judgment in the New York Attorney General's case. The former president is personally on the hook for $454 million, including interest payments. Earlier this month, they were found liable for fraud, conspiracy, and issuing false financial statements. They were accused of inflating the value of real estate assets to get more favorable loan and insurance rates. The Trumps filed a notice of appeal with the court Monday, the first business day after the first official judgment.
During the progression of this trial, prosecutors are also asking the judge to oversee a gag order. According to Manhattan's district attorney's office, the former president has a history of, quote, making public and inflammatory remarks. And this gag order would help prevent Trump from publicly disbarring potential witnesses, along with others involved in the trial. This comes after a motion earlier today when prosecutors stated that Trump's comments have already resulted in hundreds of threats to the office.
Ukraine has dealt another battlefield setback as it runs short on ammo, weapons, and foreign aid. A military official says Ukrainian troops have retreated from a village near Avdiivka. It's the latest sign Russia is gaining momentum as political infighting stalls U.S. aid. And U.S. support for Ukraine will take center stage this week as Congress comes back from break. Meanwhile, aid for Ukraine is also on the agenda in Europe. French President Emmanuel Macron hosted world leaders today at a Ukraine support summit in Paris. This, according to President Zelensky, says just 30% of 1 million artillery shells the EU promised to deliver by March have reached this country. This comes after the 2-year anniversary of the first attacks. And paying off debt to a tax-free retirement, reporter Sam Kozlowski has your Monday Money Minute.
Thanks, Shanice, and welcome back to Money Minute, where I give you a rundown on what's affecting students in the finance world. Today, I want to remind you that personal finance is personal. Everyone is in a unique financial position in life, and there are many ways to start improving your financial position. Paying off debt, opening emergency savings accounts, high-interest savings accounts, tax-free retirement accounts, and getting cash back from your credit cards. But in order to build wealth, you must first be honest with yourself and do research on what options will work best for you. Throughout your life, you'll hear about promises to get rich quick, but those people don't know your financial situation better than you, and get-rich-quick schemes are scams most of the time anyways. Working towards increasing your salary at work while having a consistent investment thesis outside of work will help you build wealth faster than any promise to get rich will. Personally, I always see bots and replies on X trying to get people to buy the latest crypto coin, so please do not click on those links or buy those pump and dump cryptocurrencies. And that's all I have for you today. Shanice, Emma, have you guys ever been personally recruited into pyramid schemes or any other shady businesses?
Yes, sadly I have. I had to respectfully decline because I just don't need that money that bad.
Right. I think a lot of college students also fall victim to getting those emails where you go to door to door to sell products.
Yes.
But speaking of going to door, if you do choose to do that, you're probably hoping for some good weather.
And hey, we'll have to see if that weather stays. Maureen Dirk will have our full look at weather when we come back after the break.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on?
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that.
All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
My name is Maureen Dirk, and thank you so much for tuning into UCentral News. Like I was saying earlier, it is a very hot day at 86, and we are having winds at 17 miles per hour and even gusts up to 30. As we look at the current conditions across the state of Oklahoma, we are seeing high 70s, 80s, and even a 91 down in Ardmore. For reference, the temperature high for the state of Oklahoma around this time is 92, so we really are pushing those temperatures today. As we go into tonight, temperatures will drop down to 62, and winds are also going to drop, but that humidity will go up to 38%. As we look at tonight across the board again, we are just seeing 50s and 60s, so it'll be a really nice night to go out, walk your dog, hang out with friends. And then as we go into tomorrow, we are just seeing 75 up in Guyman, 82 in OKC, and just 80s. Really nice day tomorrow. And then just to break tomorrow down a little bit more, at 7 a.m. it is going to be windy throughout the day. It'll be 64, and then at noon, 79, and then by 7 p.m. temperatures will drop a little bit, but not too much, at 77. And then again, looking ahead this week, we do have hazardous fire conditions, so just be kind of aware of that, and there might be a thunderstorm on Sunday. At our 7-day, today is of course 86. Tomorrow will be a high of 83 and windy. Tuesday night is when that cold front is going to come through, and those temperatures will drop to 51 and 53. But don't worry, because by this weekend, a warm front is going to come through again, and our temperatures will rise again up to 70, 80, and even maybe thunderstorms on Sunday. But that's all I have for you guys. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Maureen. Well, I'm liking the way it's looking. I'm not really excited about the 50s on Wednesday and Thursday, but hey, if it warms right back up, I won't complain.
Right. I'm just hoping that it stays sunny next week and until summer. Right.
Warm all the time.
Warm all the time. And coming up, 3 UCO alum will be performing on The Voice tonight.
And whose single takes #1 on the Billboard? Perla Tovar will have more after the break.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Perla Tovar with all of your social media updates. Be sure to tune in to the season premiere of The Voice tonight to support 3 UCO alum on NBC at 8/7 Central Time. Sierra Posada, McKenna Fields, and Courtney Hooker will be performing as a group covering Meghan Trainor's single, Made You Look. Let's take a look at their audition.
Had my Gucci on, I can wear my Louis Vuitton, but even with nothing on, I'll make you look, I'll make you Soon as I walk away, call up your chiropractor just in case your neck breaks.
Who do you guys think that they will choose as their coach? You'll have to tune in tonight to find out. To support these ladies, you can follow their journey on The Voice and follow their music Instagram page at officialok3. And pop star Olivia Rodrigo celebrated her 21st birthday by kicking off her Guts World Tour Friday night in Palm Springs, California. Fans are happy to know that Olivia is including her hit singles from her Sour album on the tour as well. Her shows have been selling out, so be sure to grab your tickets for her show here at the Paycom Center on July 27th in Oklahoma City with special guest Pink Panthers. And for my Lainey fans out there, there has been an exciting show update for his Tulsa show on March 5th. Hazla and Connor Burns will be joining Lainey's A Beautiful Blur, the world tour at the BOK Center. And if you guys didn't know, the lead singer Paul is from Tulsa, so you guys don't want to miss your chance to see him at his hometown show. You can purchase your tickets on Ticketmaster.com. Tickets start as low as $35 with an average price of $135. The band will continue to tour across the country till mid-April with 38 shows remaining. And Texas Hold'em by Beyonce officially peaks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. This is historic for a number of reasons. This is her first #1 single since Break My Soul. And not only has she become the first black female artist to top the charts with a country song, but Texas Hold'em is the first solo country song that reached #1 on the Billboard since Dolly Parton's 925 in 1981. And you can check out the famous line dance that has been taking over TikTok as fans have been showing some love to Beyonce. All right, that's all the time that I have for you guys today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Pearl. You know, I've seen that line dance and I've been really wanting to try it out. I just can't dance and I don't want to make a fool of myself.
You guys know I am a huge fan of Beyonce, so I'm wishing her the best with all her success.
Yes, I can't wait to see her whole album, you know.
Yes, I'm so ready for that.
Coming up in sports, basketball is on the road for a pair of matchups and one member of the team reached an important milestone.
Also, the Thunder had 3 games over the weekend. How did they fare? Mark Lowe has today's sports report after the break. Stay with us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
It was a busy road weekend for the Broncos with all events and matchups taking place on the road. One such place the Broncos visited was Topeka, Kansas, where our track and field team took place in the MIAA Indoor Championships. The Broncos finished in 9th place in the tournament with 3 podium finishes. Kelsey Drapew, a senior from Elgin, finished 2nd in the women's long jump with 5.70 meters, also setting a school record in the process. Freshman treasurer Valerie also had a pair of podium finishes in her first championship appearance, taking third in both the 200 meter with 24.4 seconds and the 400 meter with 55.40 seconds, setting a new school record in both. Great performances by our Lady Broncos as they start to look towards the outdoor track and field season in just 2 weeks. Headed east now to Warrensburg, Missouri, where the 9th-ranked baseball team had a series against 3rd-ranked Central Missouri. This was the first real test for the undefeated Broncos so far in the season, and it proved to be a big one. The Mules scored early and often, getting 1 on the board in the first, then hit 3 solo home runs and 3 straight at-bats. The Broncos were able to get 2 on the board, but Central Missouri kept the pressure on to run rule the Broncos 15-2 after 7 innings in the first game. Game 2 was a much tighter game where the Broncos drew first blood in the first inning. Central Missouri responded with 2 of their own, and the Broncos put up 3 later on. The Mules put up 1 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th, then held the Broncos scoreless throughout the rest and narrowly escaped this one with a 6-5 win. The Broncos were mad with back-to-back losses, and they flipped the script on Central Missouri, stomping on the Mules all throughout yesterday's matchup. The Broncos managed to put up 12 before Central Missouri found the scoreboard, but by then it was just too late, and the Broncos run-ruled the 4th-ranked Mules 15-5. The weekend series moves the Broncos' record to 12-2 and 7th, yes, 7th place in the MIAA. The Broncos have the best win percentage in the MIAA, but the 2 losses to Central Missouri doesn't help when it comes to seeding. They have a chance to move up when they take on SWOSU tomorrow afternoon here in Edmond. First pitch is set for 3 p.m. over at Wendell Simmons. Bringing it back to Oklahoma, both basketball teams were on the road for the last time this season, where they faced off against 2 in-conference rivals. Let's start with the women's team. They started the weekend out against Rogers State on Thursday. It was a tight scoring affair between the Lady Broncos and the Hillcats in Claremore. Both teams with nothing to lose as the season begins to wind down. In a back-and-forth game, Alexis Martin drained 2 free throws to break the tie with 1 second left on the clock, and the Lady Chos walked away with this one 56-54. It was a different story on Saturday when they paid a visit to Northeastern State. Lady Chos got behind and stayed behind for a majority of the game. A late rally in the 4th just wasn't enough to overcome the deficit, and the Lady Broncos fell by a wide margin of 57-73 to the Riverhawks. The loss moves the Lady Broncos to 11th place in the MIAA, 1 game behind Washburn. They have 2 more home games before the end of their season, the first being against Northwest Missouri State on Thursday. Tip-off for this one is set at 5:30 at the Hamilton Fieldhouse. Over on the other bench, the men's team had a similar weekend like the women's team, only they had a little bit more on the line. It was a high-scoring matchup in Claremore between the Broncos and the Hillcats that saw an all-around team effort. After 40 minutes, the game was tied up at 80 and headed into overtime, which wasn't enough, and the game went into double OT. The Broncos had the ball with 30 seconds, but 2 missed jumpers and some tough defense by Rogers State snubbed the Broncos, where they lost this one 99-102. Jaden Wells had a phenomenal day, scoring 38 and playing for 48 minutes, and also added fuel to the fire heading into Saturday's matchup against Northeastern. The Broncos matchup in Tahlequah saw the Broncos trail 37-38 after the first half. They say consistency is key, and that showed true with the Broncos as they put up another 37 in the second half and held Northeastern to 30 points, securing the road win 74-68. Jaden Wells led all scorers with 26, followed by Luke Hassel with 18 and Danquez Dossie with 17. The Broncos have a tough one coming to Edmond on Thursday when they take on conference rival and 7th-ranked Northwest Missouri State. The Bearcats secure the regular season championship this last week and are in prime position ahead of the MIAA postseason tournament. Tip-off is set for 7:30 on Thursday at the Hamilton Fieldhouse. Now moving up nationally, the Los Angeles Clippers posted on social media earlier this morning that they have made a logo change. The new logo features a Clipper ship, the namesake of the franchise, as well as a compass and a large C. The color scheme is still practically the same, the only change coming in the color blue, which is a little bit lighter. The team wished to honor fans' request for a change and did so by honoring the team's history from the time they were in San Diego, the original home of the franchise. Fan reactions have been mixed, with some saying the logo looks similar to the Seattle Mariners logo, but overall the reviews have been pretty positive. The new branding is set to officially debut next season alongside a new arena they will call home in the Intuit Dome. And finally, headed south to Houston, where the Thunder were playing last night to cap off a phenomenal weekend. The Thunder were down for a majority of the first half and stayed that way until about 8 minutes left in the third, till the Thunder went on a 16-2 run to get 80-75 with less than 3 in the third. With less than 7 in the fourth, the Thunder were up by 8 and then scored the next 9, finished off by threes from Jalen Williams and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to ice the game and lets the Thunder walk out of Houston with a 123-110 win. This makes 5 wins in a row for the Thunder, with convincing wins over the Clippers and the Wizards over the weekend. The win also moves the Thunder up to a tie for first place in the West with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets not too far behind. The Thunder are back tomorrow for a rematch of last night's matchup, this time in OKC. Be ready for a late game. Tip-off for this one is set for 9 p.m. at the Paycom Center downtown. Emma, Shanice, the Thunder are on a streak. You think they can keep it going again tomorrow?
Absolutely. I mean, come on. They're on a roll, and once they get going, they're not going to stop. And I believe they'll even secure the #1 spot.
I think it was last week or sometime this month where we were talking about whether or not the Thunder can keep up their momentum, and they've definitely proven that they can.
100%.
Coming up, Gen Z has a new hobby, and you can thank TikTok.
And Maureen will have your last look at weather when we come back after the break.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Gen Zers are taking part in book clubs, but it's not your mama's book club. Gone are the days of meeting up in someone's living room, snacking on cheese and discussing the book. Gen Zs gather at restaurants, dating events, breweries, and on the group runs. They use the club as a way to socialize, which is why book club event listings grew 24% last year. That's according to ticketing platform Eventbrite. Even Gen Z favorite Dua Lipa has a book club, often recommending books to fans. A driving force behind the book club's popularity? Social media. It's been a helping lead younger readers to new genres and in-person communities built around reading. Hashtag Book Talk was TikTok's most popular community, outpacing hashtag Car Talk and Movie Talk. And speaking about book club, today is a perfect day to go out with your friends, maybe, get a little book going, a picnic.
Yes, outside, nice and perfect. Let's toss over Maureen Dirk for our last look at weather.
Yes, so it is really warm outside, but with these high temperatures and with spring coming in, there is going to be some allergies. The tree allergies today are really high, so if you're sneezing or just feeling under the weather, that is probably why. The rest, grass, ragweed, and mold, are just kind of low, and mold is a little moderate, but that tree is really going to impact some people today. And then as we go into tomorrow, again, just a windy day throughout, 64 in the morning, and then temperatures will rise up to 79 by noon and 77 in the evening. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much.
I will say those temperatures look really, really nice.
Like I mentioned before, I'm so happy we could say it's springtime now. Yes. I'm very happy for that.
We don't need the official date. It's already there. Well, that is sadly all the time we have for today. I'm Emma Birch.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Thank you for watching UCentral.